Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chasing Psychological Safety. Today, again, we're speaking about whose job is it to get psychological safety into the enterprise. And obviously, the evident answer would be HR. The evident answer would be the leadership team, whoever is in charge of that. But neither of those answers are full, and neither of those answers are reality. They look good on paper. They seem to be matching the topic we're discussing. But when it comes to practicality, when it comes to our experience launching this to enterprises and having people actually get to use it in their human work, that's never the case. It's never just HR. It's never just leadership. It's always a joint effort from various departments and from various parts of the organization. And until such time that you have an organization that's willing to put that type of effort in, that type of very sustained, clear push, then you can't get very far. Realistically, awareness campaigns that we've discussed last week should be a lot better defined. They should have those elements of kind of general widespread beginnings, and then the ability to target pockets of individuals, groups, teams by bringing it into the team in a much more emotionally important fashion, and then obviously making sure that the human work becomes quite usual as a habit in the hands of everyone. So really, if that's the awareness campaign, like we spoke about last week and the week before, and we feel like your enterprise can and has done a worthwhile awareness effort, then kind of the next steps of that have to do with becoming operational, with making sure that the human work is an everyday occurrence, with making sure that there is time in the schedule, there's remuneration for the work, and there's enough incentive and support and encouragement for the teams and the individuals to feel invested in the human work. So that's kind of the big piece. And that piece requires everyone, like we said. It requires obviously HR and leadership, but it requires definitely tech departments, it requires product people. It very much requires comms people if you have communications. It requires your engagement team, your learning team, whoever is involved in the human work, whoever sees the results of the human work, whether that be to make products, to write technology, or to do some other type of work. Really, everyone. There's nobody that can be excused from the effort of democratizing and popularizing the need for the human work and the emphasis on psychological safety. So I don't know that this video is telling you anything other than once you feel like your advocacy and your superheroing has brought you to a level where people understand the need for the human work, it has to become big enough, where it's big enough of a push, where it becomes genuinely a realized big desire of the enterprise to both check for how much human debt there is and actually start working on it by making the human work be distributed to the teams and be done on a general and everyday basis. So really important that we go back to the basics of have a checklist in your head so you see how far you are with your efforts regarding psychological safety. Is there organizational permission? And you can check that by looking at the type of awareness effort you've seen. Was it on an ad hoc basis? Was it a lot more organized than that? Well, in the awareness effort, check if it has been rolled out both at a general level that shows the science and the facts, and that at the team or individual level that shows the emotional importance towards the individual. Check if those elements are in place for the awareness piece of it. And then if you look at kind of how does that translate into a rollout, look at the quality of the human work. Has it become a popularized conversation? Do people know it's going to be needed out of them? Do they know what to use? Do they have the tools in place, be it something like our dashboard or something else? Are they in place? Is there a clear agreement on how this work would unfold going forward? Is there space for this work? Is there a way to check if this work becomes habit? And then, more importantly, is there a way to remunerate and reward people for doing this work? So those are really your checklist. If you have them in place, it still doesn't mean your organization is necessarily psychologically safe, but it absolutely means you are light years ahead of competitors that are just now starting to do the right things, or just now starting the right conversations, or only now inviting a webinar or course in, and kind of getting themselves on track to start to comprehend where to grab this from. So being at the place I'm describing, where you would have done enough awareness, you are working on the habit creation, and you're very clear on the human work, would put you light years ahead, and you'd be on track for your work to really propulse you where you should be, in terms of having super high performing teams, a vision, purpose, and a way to deliver on it that's grounding itself in the human work. So best of luck. If you want to do like a mini audit of seeing where you are with the work on psychological safety and the work on humanity in the workplace, just ask yourself those. How are you with awareness? How are you with the habit formation? And how are you in general with normalizing and democratizing the human work? That would be a simple, quick checklist. If you see that people are still behind, kind of send them our videos, tell them it's important. Send them not only our videos, but the research out there. There's so much research out there. We could inundate execs that are naysayers. We could let people that are still thinking of this as a fluffy Friday initiative really have it. We could build, and we have built, we have hundreds of links that we can send to show what effect the lack of humanity has on our workers and what effect that effect has on our bottom line. So we're not in lack of data to show the importance of this. We're in lack of daily execution of reminding everyone, including ourselves, of how important it is, going through this mental checklist all the time, keep pushing it, and keep doing the work you're doing in caring about people, because if you're listening to this, you are doing so already. If you haven't talked to us, talk to us. We'd love to give you a demo. And if you have talked to us and you're in one of the places where you're pushing it in your organization, thank you for that. We would never be able to get it in front of the hundreds and thousands, tens of thousands of people that have seen it so far if it hadn't been for you, internal advocates, and thank you for that. We know very, very well how big of a deal it is, and we are grateful that you're at least staying put for long enough for us to get the type of tools that are life-changing in the hands of your employees. So happy to have more chats on this. How to move beyond awareness and into execution is a theme we don't expect to be getting off anytime soon, because there's a lot of work to do there. So have your checklist at the ready. Hope you are somewhere on this cycle of moving past just talking and past the theory. And best of luck going forward. Speak to you soon. Bye.